Hello my crafty friends, it's Celestia and welcome to A Crafter's Story. I'm attempting to make something I've never made before, and it's a large project, so I don't know how to get all of it into the frame that I've got for the camera frame. So I'm going to open this up and show you, and please bear with me as I try and navigate this project. I've already gone ahead and started it because I wasn't sure what to do to begin with. So I've taken 3 A4 size cardstock pieces of cardstock. So that is your 8.5 by 11 pieces of cardstock. I cut 2 of them in half. Well, let me open up this and I'll show you. This white stuff that you see is paper tape that I make my washi tape with, and I've used that because I feel like it's like fabric and it's going to give me the most flexibility while keeping the papers together. So this is how, let's see how much of this I can get into frame. I'm going to see, I think these flaps are going to go off to the side and you're not going to see those, but it's basically 3 A4 pieces of paper, and what I did was cut, like I said before, cut 2 of them in half. So here's the 2 I cut in half, and then stitch back together with a tape while leaving a 1/4 inch gap between them. I then put another half piece on this side, and when I put my tape down I left a 1/4 inch gap here. Then I took my 4th half piece and cut it in half, or did I? Yes, I think I did, but I cut it down so that I had an 8.5 by 3. So I've put my measurements on here. So these are all 8.5 inches this way, and these 3 are 5.5 wide, and that doesn't include the gusset. It doesn't include this space between the paper. This little guy is only 3 wide and matches the one on the other side, just 3 wide, and I didn't leave as big of a gap between the papers. This gusset is only about 1/8 of an inch. And then coming down here is another 8.5 by 5.5 piece that I also only gave 1/8 of an inch space, and I've folded it up by, what is that? It's roughly 2 inch. It's a 2-inch fold, and I did that twice, but in 2 different directions, so there's almost like a concertina. So that's going to go up like that. So when I open up here, there's going to be a pocket, and there's going to be a pocket, and only that, when this is all said and done, is going to be moving, but for now I needed to make the folds, make the score lines, and then these guys are just flip up, flip down. So what I'd like to do with this is I'd like to flip it over, and I'd like to take some of this wallpaper that I picked up at a thrift store. I got really lucky here, you guys. I don't know where you would go to buy remnants of wallpaper, but maybe Google, maybe see if you can go to your local thrift store, maybe go to your local paint store or even a big box store, see if you can get any remnants, because they are, it's got a plastic coating, it's really nice and strong, and I'm going to cover the whole outside of this. I'm actually thinking of maybe only covering this, because I've realized that these guys, when they are flipped over, will then carry this design, and I might not mind that, so I'm not sure, but I'm going to go away and get it all pasted down, because I think it's going to take me a minute, and I know I can't do it on camera, the project's too big, and then I'll come back and we'll decorate the inside. See you in a bit. Okay, so I got everything down. I got the cover on, so the wallpaper paper is now down, and it's a large project, so it's making it slightly difficult for me to show you all in one go, but I managed to get it down. And as I was working with it, I realized wallpaper is not a whole lot different to the drawer liners that you get. So this is shelf and drawer liner. It's just as washable and durable and wipeable as wallpaper is, but just obviously a whole bunch cheaper and easier to find. So this is something I know that I found at the dollar store. I've seen it at my grocery store, the big box guys. So this is a really good option if you can't get your hands on wallpaper. Now the inside obviously needs to be covered as well. I have these were 12 by 12 pieces of paper that I've cut to size, and I'm going to use this great big old piece over here, and I have a second one. Oh, drop stuff. I've got a second one that's going to go down on that side, and then I'm going to place this little one, which is slightly different, over here, and another one there, and my last one is going to sit here, and I'm going to go and get that glued down. And then there's this join here that I don't like, so more than likely I'll be putting something down in the middle here. Excuse me. I'll be back once I've got this all glued down. Okay guys, just as I'm going, I'm going to try and keep you guys in the loop. I've realized that I've had to put these pieces down first because they fit underneath these other two, and I'm just using my extra strength Elmer's Craft stick glue to get this down. I think it's going to be enough. It's just paper on paper. When I glued down this wallpaper, however, I used double-sided tape for most of it, and then used the Aleene's Tacky glue on the corners that I flipped over, these corners here, or these pieces that flipped over. So I think it's going to be enough. I've never made one of these before, so I'm bringing you along for the journey. So if I seem a little unsure, it's because I am. I'm trying to make something that I've never made before. Okay, so I'm going to get this one down, and I've cut it to size so that it fits just inside the outside cover, like that. Okay, we do the other side. And the plan is that I don't have a plan. Don't have a plan. I'm kind of doing this by the seat of my pants, and I'm figuring stuff out as I go. But I'd like to put in some pockets. I'd like to put in a signature with a couple of coffee stained paper pages, and just see how much I can get away with. I think it's going to turn out really nicely. I just have to not overthink it and hope. Yep, I cut this too short. Ay. Okay, so I'll try as best as I can to get this straight on, and I did cut it to narrow, so I do have this little spot in the middle here, but I can put down something because there's going to be a fold there anyway. I'm going to let this glue dry just for a little bit before I score it on the folds. One moment. I'm so sorry. I'm going to let the glue dry for a little bit, the stick glue, before I score the folds and get everything folding like I did before all of this paper went down. And then I'll see, you know, how we add signatures, corners, pockets, and all the rest of it. So it is not 100% dry, and it is still a little sticky in places, but I've taken the opportunity to get some movement. So I got some of the score lines back, or some, you know, scored the places where it needs to fold, and found a piece of paper that I thought fitted the color scheme or the color theme of this project, and I've put down that piece of paper in the middle that then hides the join that we had. And as I was doing that, I realized that there's still some of this blue paper sticking out in places, and I could put down some ribbon or some lace, and I have a piece of lace. See, I called it lace and not ribbon, guys. I've got a piece of lace, and I'm going to put it down here because I think it's enough to cover the blue that's sticking out. And the Aleene's tacky glue is going to be the thing that I think works the best. I'm going to get a nice little line of glue down. I pre-cut the length that I need. I think I'm probably, because I'm running out of time today, going to have to leave this until tomorrow morning and then continue filming this project, because I have got to go and get dinner started and I have run out of time. So let's get rid of this glue on my fingers. I think it's staying down. I thought perhaps I would have to bring out my clamps, but I think it's going to stay down on its own. I hope. I think so. And I think that takes care of the blue that was sticking out here and on the sides. And if this is all an experiment, we'll see how it goes. So I'm off to make dinner, and I'll be back in the morning to continue this adventure and see how we go. All right. It is morning, and the sun is shining, and it's beautiful, and I've got the window open, and the birds are chirping, and I'm just rearing to go to get this file folder / journal done. I think it's coming along really nicely. So I apologize about my band-aid, guys. I burnt myself with a heat gun again. I have a scar here, and I'm probably going to have a scar here. So that's my life. That's my crafter's story and my crafter's life. So opening this up, it's starting to really, to me, gain some character. And I think what I want to do first is get a signature in here. And I pulled out the signature that I had actually made for a journal and then never ended up using. So I'm going to put it in here. And so the first thing we have to do is get some holes. So I've got a staple in there already, and I think I'm just going to eyeball it and do like a 2 fingers from the staple, and do my measurement. Oh goodness, maybe I'm making a mistake. Let's just do the eyeball hole on that side. And then I think maybe I'd be better off making a little hole, little mark where my hole should be in the actual folder part. So there, that should be enough. Oh, oopie. Let's get that. There you go. Oh yes, much easier. There, like so. And I pre-threaded some wax thread, and I always just take 1, 2, and then a half measure. It's almost always too much, but I'd rather have too much than too little. Where is my middle? There it is. And I'm going to come in from the inside, I think, this time. I usually come in from the outside, but I think today I'm going to come in, because the decorative part for me on this project is this outside. It's just so pretty. I haven't quite decided what I would call the design, because there's sort of elements of paisley in there, and there's elements of nature, just so much to look at. And that's always the nicest, the prettiest for me, is when you come back to a project and there's something new to look at every time you come back to it. I think that's part of why collage is so attractive to me, and always draws me in as a crafter. I haven't quite gotten as far as calling myself an artist. I don't think that's what I am. I think I'm more of a crafty person. I love art. I love to create art. Just don't quite know that is a good description of moi. Okay, this is always the tricky part. I think that is probably tight enough, and if it's not, I can always redo it. I don't like doing things twice, but if I have to, I can. Let's get this underneath. Get that. Let me hold it down with my pinky. Pull it in a bit. Come on, pinky, you can do it. Yay, pinky did it. Pinky's to the hero. All right, I think that's enough. I think that will hold nicely. And let's get that down. When I'm all said and done, I will come in and put a blob of glue here. It always just gives me a little bit of sense of peace that I've got this glue down. The knot's not gonna come undone. But for now, I think I just want to carry on. So I'm going to flip this open. And I realized, you guys, 2 things I realized when I was showing you the measurement of this portion. I said it was 8.5, which is correct, by 3. Not quite 3, it's 2.75. I realized my math was a bit off. So just a correction on the measurement here. It's not 3, it's 2.75. I think you probably would have figured that out when you guys went and started cutting. I want to also paste this down. I ummed and ahed about whether I should, but I think I'm going to. I'm going to paste that down so that I just have that movement. I'm going to get out my tacky glue. And maybe some of you will disagree with this decision. You might want to use this as more writing space. And that's the beauty of something like this, is that you can take this project that I'm bringing to you and completely make it your own, because this is every video I do is only a suggestion. It's always just this is what I'm doing. I hope it inspires you, and please go off and do your own thing. And if you feel comfortable, come and let us know how it went. If you want to come and put your project on Facebook, on our Facebook page. So I've pre-cut these pieces, and I'm going to put them down here, and they're going to be my extra journaling space. I'm not going to get super fancy. I just cut them. Well, I actually didn't cut them. I tore them with my ruler, so I got the rougher edge, and then put a little bit of the ink to age them. So I'm going to just go get some of this glue down and eyeball this guy. I think it's more or less like that. That looks good. All right, and then let's do a flip, come to this other one and do the same thing. Over here. Was it that way? It was that way. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Okay. And then get this down. I haven't looked at the timing, but I suspect that this video is going to be way, way, way longer than any of my other videos. And I did try and break it up, and I am trying to move quickly. But with a project this size, I don't think that I could have done it in half an hour or less. Okay, and so what was my next step? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I remember now. Now I've got these fastener dots. They are just little Velcro fastener dots. And I'm going to pull off, let me just pull one out. It's probably the easiest. I'm going to put this guy, this little chappy, on there. Then pull it off. And what I want to do is have a fastener that holds down this page when it's not flipped open and being written on. So let's do our signature plonk. Plonked it down. And I plonked a little bit of glue. What did I do at the top of this thing? There it is. And oh dear. Oh no, look what I did. It moved. So I think I'm going to have to let that dry, because if I put this back down, it's going to possibly stick. Oh, goodness gracious, I pushed too hard. All right, well, we can at least get the one side to go down over here and let that sit. Oh, I hope I didn't get any glue on the between the Velcro. I don't think so. Don't think I did. You know what? I think, to be careful, just to be sure, I'm going to get a new one. Just in case. You know what? There it is. And I can use that other one somewhere else if it's not glued together. There you go. There you go. And then let's get this little guy's partner on. Stuck to it. Like that. Oh, it's sticking to me. All right, and then let's do this one. And then I'm going to just have to wait. I'm just going to let it dry on its own. It's like that. And then I think once it's dry on this side, luckily this tacky glue does dry pretty fast. Then I'll put the glue on here and put it down, and then it shouldn't move. Hopefully. With a bit of luck. All right, so let's move on a little bit. See if I can move this across. I thought perhaps to put this little heart down, maybe just a little bit like this would add some interest to this page. I'm going to get my glue down. Whoopee, come back here, you. There we go. And since it's a heart, I thought the word love is that way appropriate. And then over here, I think I can do it. I was going to put more of this lined paper down here, and then I thought, gosh, no, too much. I'll put down this, and then I can decide later if I still want to put lines on here or not. But for now, a little bit of coffee stain paper is enough. I like that side better. See that? It's got a nicer pattern. So let me get, here it is. Let's get that aged look accentuated on this side instead, because I just think this coffee stain on this side is prettier than on the other side. And honestly, I don't know if this glue is going to be enough on the wallpaper, and I know it'll be enough on paper, so we'll have to see. And in maybe later today I'll come back and see if it peels, and if it peels I'll have to use a different glue. But for now, bring this back a bit. For now it is working. Okay, like that. Okay, so I wonder if this is ready. Maybe I shouldn't chance it. One of the things I thought would be nice was to put in this, look at my fingers, full of glue. It's just to put down a little affirmation, a little quote saying, and this says, self-confidence is the best outfit. Rock it and own it. I don't always rock my confidence, or own it for that matter, but I thought maybe it would be nice, just as a little reminder every so often. If I don't give this away and I keep it, then it'll be a nice reminder to me or to whoever I gift this to. I think that's should come off with just me with my nail. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, it's done. Oh, come you. Ah, can't get this. It's snuck underneath here. Oh my gosh, come out. Got it. I got it. All right. The other thing I thought would be nice to do is maybe to add a washi sticker on this side. So let's get this done. And then another thought that these washi stickers, another thought that I had was, what if I put more lined paper down here, because that's even more journaling space, right? But I was looking for something that wasn't just plain old college rule, or wasn't coffee stain paper. I want something else, something different. So I think I'm gonna go look in my stash, and then I'm gonna, oopsie, I tore that. Go and look in my stash, or maybe go and look in the thrift stores or at the dollar store and see if I can find something nice. I think somewhere in my stash I've got some pink lined paper. I just don't know where it is. I want to go and look for that. And then I thought, I've got these little paper clips, and it's just a cluster with a paper clip squeezed in between. And I thought, this could be nice if I put it maybe there, and then I can have something clipped in here. Maybe it's a memorabilia, something that I want to remember. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's see if I can get away with taking these off. Cross fingers. I think so. I can take it off. Okay, it's still a little bit wet, but I'm going to, and I see now this whole thing moves, and I don't want that. I want that to stay down. So I'm going to have to get a little bit of my glue back out and run a tiny bit, just a tiny bit up here. I've ordered some fabric tack because I've seen so many people talk about fabric tack, and I've never used it, but I'm going to try it and see if it's any better. And the reason why I want this down is because I want this as a pocket, and then I have this little tag that I thought would look really nice in there, but it's a little thicker, so I'm going to actually put it in there now. So that's a tip, you guys. If you had something that you want to put in a pocket, and you've made your pocket and you've seen, oh gosh, the pocket is too tight and I can't put this tag, whatever it is, into the pocket, a tip is to put the tag in before you glue down the sides, so that it creates the space, sort of. So here I've created the because it's gonna kind of sort of buckle here where the tag is, and I'm going to now drop that back down, and I think I'm going to have to bring my clips back out, but maybe these bigger ones, so that it holds down those sides. Maybe, can I go deeper? Yep, I can go a bit deeper with this. Oh, not that side. Okay, so I'm going to, I've got some stuff happening here that has to dry, both with these little, what do we call them, Velcro goodies, and then that there, so that can dry just for a second. Let's see if I can do anything else. Oh, I can. So this was a little booklet that I found, and I thought maybe it's just little remnants of paper, and I took some, I think this was from a calendar, and I just cut little strips and just stuck them together, and these are little silk flowers from the dollar store. So I'm going to put that down there, and I think the stick glue probably is enough to hold this kind of paper down. Let me get that really glued up nicely. Whoopee, oopie, oopie, oopie. Ah, no, don't you go there. Come back here, you. All right, that should do it. Let's put this little mini notepad down there. And then this word, I'm going to put this little word, it says beautiful, because that's how I feel about this project. I feel like it's beautiful. And I'm going just to put it there. All right, so I have a little bit of extra to do. What else can I do? Oh, I think I have this ribbon that really is ribbon, not lace, in case you were wondering. And I wondered if I could put a piece up there, and I think that would look quite nice. So where did my scissors go? And perhaps I can do it on both sides. Oh, cut, scissors, cut. There you go. Let's get out some of my tacky glue and just run it up. Am I in frame? Yes, I am. Run it up. Oopie, oopie, oopie. I'm going off course. Okay. Like that. What did I do with the cover of this glue? Ah, that rhymed. Oh, I got it. What did I do with the cover of this glue? Well, it's later in the day, and I spent a few hours here and there just putting together all the bits and pieces that I felt like fitted in this journal. So it is never finished. I just feel like a journal, for me anyway, is never really finished, because there's always space where I can add more lines or a pocket or a tag or some words or something. But I think at this point, this journal is done to the point where I can do a reveal And thank you so much for joining me through this entire process. It's been a real journey, real adventure. And so I'm going to undo this beautiful ribbon that I used to close it. It's the closure, and I probably will want to attach it at some point at the back here, so I don't have to keep moving it off to the side each time. But what I did is put this beautiful vintage faux metal little, what should I call it, embellishment, I suppose, onto the front here. And then also in the corners, I decided to put them in the corners as well. I'm going to make sure that I'm in the frame here, yes. And as I open it, I decided also to take one of the collage projects that we did way back when, and to cut a pocket out with a little bit of a half circle, and that has now become the house for this little journaling card. Also, it is, this front area is pocket to a little paper clip, and that is holding down this little tag, the pretty little bird on the other side. And you know, guys, when I first started putting together this journal, my thought was, how much could you possibly get into it, right? But there's so much, my goodness, there's so much potential in a folder journal like this. We did this ribbon together. I did eventually, because I couldn't find the pink lined paper to put in the white anyway, as a washi sticker, and our little closures with the Velcro is there, and the lace, the lined paper, and then also a little bit of lined paper up top here with a little word, beautiful, and a washi sticker. And when this is closed again, I can pop in, this is a journal card, or what should we call this, quote card, affirmation little tag that I made a couple of months ago, and using some recycled packaging paper. So this is, if you want to go down the list of my videos, you'll find this one, and that's just going to pop in there. This is an empty space that honestly is screaming for something, and I will get to it eventually. Coming across, here is another journaling card that is going to be residing over here, and it's being held together by the little key embellishment paper clips that we made a few weeks ago. Was it last week? I forget. On this side, I have another washi sticker down here, and it is slightly covered by a tag, which is being held together just with one of those round paper clips. I have some washi stickers, a gold butterfly sticker, a beautiful affirmation. The key is here, the key paper clip, and I felt that this paper was strong enough to hold the weight of this key paper clip. Again, just one of those little tiny little manila envelopes with a little tag inside. This folds open, as you know, and if you remember going back to the tissue box challenge, this was the part of the tissue box challenge that we did, and this was the bookmark / tag. We've got the little affirmation or quote down there, a little bit of extra journaling space, little note card. I messed up and got some of this the line all smudged, and you know, my motto, if you mess up, stick a sticker on it. Yes, I did. So close that up, and then all of this journaling space is just nuts. There is so much here, so much potential for journaling, for memory keeping, maybe even just for a little bit of coloring in on this coloring in paper, more journaling, tons and tons of opportunity there. Now, coming to the middle section, we had this fold out as well. Again, you guys, so much space here. Again, opportunity to do something here. I haven't figured out what yet, but I know that I want to do something here. But in the pocket that we created here, just want to keep making sure that I'm in the frame. Yes. I have a tag. This is the faux stamps that we made way back when, and probably some lines should go onto the back of these to make it a journaling card. This is one of those ATCs that we did, and they were I think I called them the doodle ATCs, I forget honestly, but also with some journaling space on the back. So those can get popped in there, and they have a home. I added another little gossip sticker up top. Down the side here, I feel like something should go there. This is a raw edge to me. I feel like there should be something there. And so I'll close this up. And you might recognize from just a few days ago, maybe it was a week ago, that we made some tags and also this little mini journal using the mesh produce sacks, bags that you get your produce in. And so even more journaling space in this little book. Yeah, so it turned out to be almost a surprise to me. I didn't honestly think I would get quite as much into this journal as I did, into this file folder journal as I did, but goodness gracious, you guys, it really did surprise me. I'm so pleasantly surprised, and really happy with how it turned out. So this is one of my longer videos. I apologize for the long video, but I feel like there was no way around it. It was the only way that I was going to be able to go from start to finish and show you exactly how this file folder journal came about. And I hope that it's created some inspiration for you to go ahead and make your own. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I'm a little excited. I'm so excited that this turned out so well. And thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.